Well, what do you think, Trill? Do you scrimmage Will's picks until he gets here?
Yeah, I'm assuming Will thought it was 7:30. So what we're gonna do is we'll start without the bastard Will. I will, and this is unfortunate because we literally gave Will the Sixers pick for maximum chaos, but apparently the chaos that is built in here is that Will isn't going to show up.
No, he's role playing as Daryl Snorri. You don't understand. He's method acting. Yes. I don't understand why you're upset with him. He's literally just like he's really just vibing with the character. He's at a crumble cookie right now.
It's Daniel Day-Lewising it. So all right, let's talk about what we're gonna do here because obviously the first pick in the draft is obvious. I gave myself the first pick in the draft originally, but since we had the late edition of Parm, I decided I'm just going to moderate the draft instead, and we will have Dredd making the first pick because I had to move the board around a little bit. I mean, there's not much to say about Cooper Flagg. It's unfortunate that it feels like in the real draft, now people that are tuning in are going to be like, oh, is this going to be an accurate mock draft? Absolutely not. We'll do something more like that next week. There are plenty of accurate mock drafts you can find out there. This is the annual Unhinged mock draft where we're going completely off the board. We're going all based on vibes. We're going all based on our gut feeling. And in real life, the draft starts at 3 in this draft or 4. In this draft, the draft starts at 2 because there's no one you would take at number 1 here other than Cooper Flagg. So, Dredd, you are on the board. Is there anything you want to say about Cooper Flagg, or is it just?
Yeah, I'll talk about Flagg real quick. So I am a big Flagg guy. I have been a big Flagg guy, as many people have been. But I do think, like, legitimately, it's like, what if what we know about Scottie Pippen now is in the draft? Like, I think that's the comparison to really make here is that he is I think he has the talent to be a first level player at a really high level, potentially even a championship level at some point in his career. However, I do think again, not to go, this looks like a Boss Baby thing, but like, or guy who's only seen Boss Baby thing, but similar to Jason Tatum, his skill set is going to be like highest talent, but as a supporting character.
So, like, basically, you're not building around him in a way you would build around, like, Nikola Jokic, but he can be a high-level, number 1 option, quote-unquote, but You're not necessarily asking him to do everything for you. He's going to complement other star players. He's going to be able to play. He does role-player shit, as we've talked about before. Like, the help defense is an obvious one. The connective passing is an obvious one. He's a crazy athlete. Like I said, there's not much you can say about Cooper Flagg that already hasn't been said. The only question is that where does he rank amongst the 2020 prospects? So the Anthony Edwards draft until now.
So I have him as a prospect, not as a player. I want to make that clear. I would put him as the second best prospect up to this point.
There we go.
I would put him as a better prospect than Ant, but Ant is also a weird prospect because of the COVID here.
Yeah, so Ant is a retroactive in terms of how we view him now. Will, I don't know why you're the main person.
Will has dominated.
Did you put yourself up there as the main? Did you do something or no?
The Patriots are in control. I have re-rigged the draft. The Brooklyn Nets will be selecting first overall.
Good evening, Gotham.
I really don't know how I did this.
There we go. I was so confused. I was like, is anyone else seeing this?
I think actually I did that where I made it so Will has the spotlight anytime he joins the stage. So.
To me, Sam from the stage, he's been fired.
Flagg is the best American prospect, so NCAA prospect, since AD.
Better than Zion.
I think he's a better prospect than Zion based on what we know. I think Zion had an underrated floor, and obviously the health stuff was already a concern. But I do think that as far as in terms of median team building outcomes, I think Cooper Flagg is just such a safe additive element to a team lives him up. I think he's in the same tier as Zion. I put him ahead of Zion.
I disagree. I think Zion was a better prospect, but
I think that's completely reasonable.
I do think that the risk was certainly always more there with Zion. Now, obviously, I didn't know all of the shit that would happen with Zion over the course of his career, but Parm, any thoughts on Cooper Flagg? Any takes?
I mean, tough for me to call him the best NBA prospect in this draft, and I have two guys from Rutgers University right there staring at me. That's really hard to do, especially when one of them's shot diet is entirely just 2K My Career shots, and people are still getting so mad at him for doing it.
Yeah, no, I mean, like our GOAT Paul George said, it's definitely a debate between Ace and Flagg.
Yeah, I mean, Flagg, you have to pick number one because, like, just he's doing insane shit, and he gets the precious efficiency numbers we know and love.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
he has what we crave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do think there is something to be said about, like, one of these fucking guys has to be Eric Bledsoe. One of these motherfuckers has to be
I know
Eric
what
Bledsoe.
you're trying to say, and I'm not going to let you say
I don't know which one of them. I don't know which one is Eric Bledsoe, but somebody's got to be Eric Bledsoe
have an
out of this
idea.
trio.
Out of this trio, so you're not even including VJ Edgecombe in that.
No, out of the three Duke guys, one of them has to be the Eric Bledsoe of the three. I don't know which one it's going to be because all three of them actually look really, really good. But I just can't think that,
Yeah,
they
when
would
was the
allow
last time we had
three quality NBA players that are all freshmen from the same school.
When was the last time we ever had that?
I mean, Zion,
Kentucky?
RJ, and
That's one good
Cam
player.
Reddish is Cam Reddish is the Eric, and even Eric Bledsoe had a much better career than Cam Reddish.
2015 Kentucky.
Yeah, I was
Trey
gonna say
Lyles
the
turned
Kentucky
himself
team.
into a nice player.
I was going to say Trey Lyles is probably, but was Trey Lyles a one and done?
Oh, he might have been 2 years.
I think he was 2. That's the thing, is what I'm trying to say is that what Parm is saying is incredibly rare, where you get three quality NBA players from the same school that were all one and dones in the NBA. Yeah. So that is.
I was going to say Bridges, Brunson, and Dante.
None of them.
Fox, Monk, and Bam is a good one. Apparently, Lyles was a one and done. Only Willie Cauley-Stein was who I was thinking of, was a one and done. So if you were a Kentucky team, it is possible. We have not seen Duke pull this one off. I don't believe.
But yeah, that's literally the only reservation I have about any of those three players, is just the sinking feeling that one of them is going to tweet, "I don't want to be here."
Well, does it make you feel better that it's possible that Con Knipple has seen a Unoball video? Because he talked about on Bill Simmons' podcast, he said, "I watched your highlights to Bill from the 2013 NBA draft, and if you search on YouTube 2013 NBA draft Bill Simmons, the first that comes up is our draft rewatch from last summer."
Interesting.
So it's very possible that he has consumed the content. Which I don't know if it's a red flag or not, to be honest.
the first resloppables NBA prospect.
The funniest thing Con said in terms of being a Bill fan was Bill was asking about the Final Four game, and he was like, "Man, I was so fucking mad. I couldn't even listen to you and Rusilla's episode about it for like a month."
Very relatable.
Yeah.
Very. I still to this day have not listened to, after the Sixers lost to the Atlanta Hawks in that series, to the Bill and Russillo episode, and I was scratching like a fiend to listen to.
Also very much enjoyed Bill opening with, "So how long have your parents been married?"
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Very normal opening question when you don't know a person. And it's like,
what's the girlfriend situation?
Well, yeah, he basically did ask that. He was like, "So who's getting the priority seats on draft night?"
God,
you hugging your mom first, or you hugging the Duke freshman dorm girl?
Who sits in the front seat with you, your mom or your girlfriend?
Awesome, dude.
If Ace Bailey's confidence is on one side of the spectrum, I feel like Con Knipple's confidence is on the complete other side of the spectrum. He gives off a very much a happy to be here vibe, which could be seen as a red flag. You know, I definitely I think that if you are going into the NBA, from everything we've heard about Con, he is like very competitive, and this guy really gives a shit. But also, NBA nerd, loves Bill Simmons, possibly knows Unoball. I'm just saying, happy to be here. might be some red flags, even though I love Khan's game.
It's very hard to believe that anyone who listens to us will be a successful athlete.
No, it's extremely hard that if you know what, if you've ever heard the term slot, I'm concerned for you for sure.
Okay, real quick though, before we move on from this, the Atlanta Hawks are calling the Dallas Mavericks. They're calling right now. Dredd, are you answering the phone from Atlanta Hawks?
Cooper Flagg's been drafted, but you can do whatever you would like.
I've taken Flagg. But
Okay,
I will
let's think about the last time we had a draft night trade. Okay, it worked out pretty good for you. Okay, so all you can do is listen here. Okay, I have one brand spanking new, kind of lightly used Trae Young and Jalen Johnson available for you.
All right, goodbye. Nice to know you.
Both of them?
Okay.
Yeah.
This will make Dredd.
Okay.
This will make Trill mad. But the Philadelphia 76ers are offering Jared McCain in the 3rd overall pick.
Ooh.
It's interesting. Okay, so I like in a vacuum, I do understand why you're doing that, but the answer is no. Like you take the chance to take a truly like franchise changing star.
I love that you immediately rejected Trae Young and Jalen Johnson, and you were like, Jared McCain in the 3rd pick.
Yeah,
I would do.
Let's entertain that one.
I would do either of Maxey and McCain and
to
Free.
be fair, I thought Sam said lightly used Trae Young, and I was hanging up before he got to the Jalen Johnson, but I was committed to the bit of hanging up. So I'm picking back up the phone. I'm like, oh, you said Jalen Johnson too.
I did say Jalen Johnson.
Okay.
Polarfall has comped Cooper Flagg to Jalen Johnson.
Okay.
My goat, South Korean Polarfall.
I'm just saying, you've got Anthony Davis. You need to get things together quickly. Kyrie Irving, he's not helping you right now. He's coming back. Kyrie Irving, Daniel Gafford, PJ. I'll take the dead Caleb Martin contract off your hands, and all it costs is one single number 1 pick in Cooper Flagg.
I'm going to call back the Sixers real quick. Do you want AD for Embiid in the 3rd pick?
Ooh.
That's interesting.
I actually had not hung up on the Hawks. They still hear.
I want to make it really apparent. There are cities on fire all across this country, and you're about to trade Joel Embiid from the 76ers. The political implications of this are staggering.
Yeah, that's not a no yet, though. AD for Joel Embiid in the 3rd.
Yeah.
Accelerationist Daryl Morey.
Will, what do you say?
If I'm fuck no. I don't really see it.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I want to make a pick on this stream.
No, but I genuinely I don't see the point. Like you're just the upside of Embiid in 3 is so much higher, and sure you're raising your floor, but to what? The 2nd round. I'm sure Sixers fans are we got to get some more 2nd round exits.
Very familiar with that feeling. It is where we're at home. We're either at the bottom of the lottery here, or we're losing in the 2nd round.
Yeah, the Sixers either jump up in the lottery or lose Game 7 and Round 2.
That's
other possible pieces.
The 2 possible outcomes.
Okay. So the Sam offer with Trae and Jalen Johnson.
All right, I'm giving you 20 seconds to figure out.
I'm going to say no because I want
Flagg.
I'm going to pick Flagg. I'm just going to pick Flagg.
Okay.
He's a pro-ready star. I'm good.
Okay. All right, Sam.
All right.
You're up on the board, number 2 here.
Foul. So I'll be using my clock. I'd like to make a call to the Houston Rockets. Who is the Houston Rockets? Who am I talking to here?
That is Peter.
Tillman.
Yeah, Tillman.
Tillman Fertitta here.
Yeah, Tillman and Raphael Stone. You have a guy by
bad
the name,
motherfucker.
You have a guy by the name of Amen Thompson, who's just a delight. I have the 2nd pick in this draft in Jeremy Sohan. What do you say we make a deal? What do you
trying to get Parm worked up right now?
How about who's on the phone for me? Is this Popovich or?
No, yeah, this is Spurs. This is NPC GM.
I was like, you don't even know who runs the Spurs, do you? Brian Wright, I believe, right?
The Bolivian NPC that's in charge of the team.
RC's done.
You know what? Take Jalen Green off my hands.
No.
Dude, if we get one more report of a team being like, we don't want Jalen Green. And then all the podcasters are like, now wherever Jalen Green's going to end up, that's going to be an interesting thing. Like, where a team will certainly give up draft capital for Jalen Green, and every fucking team is like, yeah, we don't want Jalen Green. That guy sucks.
Okay.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
I need someone else. I need someone else to be the Hawks for me now. Trill, I think you're the you need to be the Hawks for me real quick.
Okay.
I'm calling you now.
Okay.
You have Jalen Johnson and the 22nd pick. I have Harrison Barnes, Keldon Johnson, and the second pick in this draft.
No, I don't. I like Harper. I don't care enough to move up to 2 to give up Jalen Johnson, who I just probably signed to a scam contract and is currently, I think, potentially an all-star in this upcoming draft. I also have Trae Young, so drafting Harper doesn't really do much for me. I don't love enough of the other prospects to go for it. So unfortunately, no. I'm good.
Okay. Well, in that case, Philadelphia 76ers, where are you?
I'm just going through my NFT collection.
Yeah. Daryl, look at this. I'm gonna take Dylan Harper. I'm really gonna do it. I believe in him so much. But you could like jump right up here and get him, and all it would cost you is to pick your whatever pick you have left. You guys have 1 pick left, correct? In the future, it's the 2029 pick or something like that, I believe.
What? We own all of our draft capital except for next year.
Oh, okay.
And 2028.
And we have the Clippers picks.
Okay.
We're plus picks.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so just give me the plus picks. Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, I see what you're saying because we technically owe the Nets.
Yes.
And then but that's like top 8 protected. Yeah, sure. We could trade a 4 out first.
They'll get the 8 pick that year.
A future pick. Give me a future Clipper pick, and you can jump up to 2. I'll go back to 3, and we'll be fine.
That is interesting, but I think if I have to put Jared McCain, Tyrese Maxey, and Dylan Harper on my roster, that will distract from my ability to focus on my true passion, writing musicals.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't want to create that logjam in my backcourt. So I think I'm going to have to decline.
San Antonio, the direct line to the Memphis Grizzlies is ringing.
Okay, I'm listening.
Hi, NPC. Front
Hello.
office member, Mr. Front Office. I know you just traded for a really good guard.
Yeah, debatable. But yeah, well, I guess we love him.
How would you like to pair JJJ with Wemby going forward?
I mean, what would that cost me?
A lot. It's 2 and we start talking.
What's the and? The and is important here.
So the and is critical here based on
are you at UCB doing improv? Yes, anding.
Yes,
well, so the and is, are you taking Ja from us as well and sending us back Fox? Because if you're sending us back, in that case, we wanted to see it.
No.
That's an insane trade to turn down. What are you talking about?
Bro, Dylan Harper's going to go like 8th overall in this. It's gonna
hold on. Sam just turned down Jaren Jackson Jr.'s and John Morant for second pick in the draft and De'Aaron Fox?
No. There's other picks coming back. We're seeing what the overall cost is.
I mean, Sam already turned it down, so I'm not allowing this to go forward, but that would be the dumbest trade to ever turn down in the history of the NBA.
What do you mean?
You get Jaren Jackson Jr. You get Jared Jackson,
and you inherit John Morant, and you have to pay both of those guys.
Who cares?
That team is. Oh wow! I get the core of a number 8 seed. That's awesome.
Yeah, but and Wemby.
But
it's the Grizzlies core plus Wemby.
All right, I'm making Sam draft then. If he's not going to entertain that trade, then you have to. You have to draft. You literally just turned down a fringe All NBA player.
Who's the Wizards?
Potentially another All-Star.
It's time to believe. It's time to believe in the Garden State.
I'm the Wizards, and I'm just not picking up the phone right now.
I feel like Parham should be the Wizards spiritually.
Sam thinks this is the movie Draft Day.
I mean, nobody wants this pick. I thought you all were like, this is the coolest, best guard ever.
The Hornets.
I'll take it. Do you want a guy that likes to run red lights in Charlotte and hope that he doesn't do it in San Antonio? In a more automotively intense metropolitan area.
Yeah, hey, you got to think about the fact that GTA 6 will be out within a year, maybe 2 years
during the playoff push.
You can have Greg and LaMelo go to the nursing home together and like eat tapioca, and he's like, actually, I don't really believe in driving fast anymore. I believe in driving fast to get these buckets, if you know what I mean.
I was thinking a package more based around 4 than LaMelo Ball. Or is 4? Maybe you move up 2 spots.
I mean, I'll move up to 2 from 4, but I don't know what. As long as you're not getting my beautiful bouncing baby boy Brandon Miller, like anything else, you can go.
Who has never been correlated with anything off the court.
No, has never done anything bad once. You know, at all.
In the eyes of the law.
How about this? Look at this. I'm doing you such a solid. Next year's pick, top 5 protected. So if you jump up, it's fine. It's fine.
What if I did what if I did 4 and French Dennis Rodman? TJ and Salon.
Wait, are you giving me 4 for the Tidjot salary dump? I'm trying to.
You don't want a guy who's almost as good as Oscar Shibwe. You're sure? You're positive?
I have to get a Saloon jersey. I love him so much. He's my favorite player in the NBA.
Yeah, he's so sick. He's so sick to watch. He's like my favorite. It's so sick.
It looks like, I always say he looks like the Bill Murray movie Big. It looks like that happened with the random
Bill
kid
Murray movie Big.
And,
what did you just say?
The Tom Hanks movie Big.
Tom Hanks. Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Tom Hanks.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, that's my bad.
Y'all see that Tom Hanks flick,
right,
Ghostbusters?
Sam,
Wrap up your point on Croissant, Cody Williams.
Sam, the Hornets have a future Miami Heat pick, so you could prey on their downfall.
Oh,
You do.
interesting.
You know why they got that? Terry Rozier.
Terry.
Yeah.
So they
how
could
about,
dodge
how,
the
about, how about
tax.
that? Let's make it easy, Parm. 2 for 4 in that Miami Heat pick that you guys have.
Yeah, done.
Okay.
Boom. Easy.
Done. The Charlotte Hornets select Ace Bailey.
I knew that.
Oh
was
my
coming.
God! Come on.
I knew that was coming, which is amazing because you had to jump the Sixers to get Ace, and I knew Will was just gonna take Ace to get me mad. So this is incredible.
Amazing.
Getting the best player in the draft right here.
All right.
Real hoops.
So
This is real hoops in Charlotte. We're not fucking around. It's LaMelo, it's Brandon Miller, it's Ace Bailey, it's I think Jonas Valanciunas is there until he has a heart attack on the court, but like we're not going to worry about that one.
Close enough.
Oh yeah, Nurkic, same guy.
thing.
It might be Valanciunas next year. You never know. They
Okay.
might just replace him with another one.
Okay,
So
so-
the Spurs get the 4th pick. Hold on. 2nd pick. We're swapping picks here. Sam gets an extra pick in the future.
Yeah.
So the Hornets select Ace Bailey.
All right.
to
The Julian Newman select team. We're unfathomable. We're untouchable right now.
Let's go.
That's insane, man. That's incredible.
You can't stop us.
The Hoop Collective just dropped an emergency pod about the Lakers sale.
Oh my God!
Uh,
Incredible stuff.
Incredible. Bro, Bill is screaming at the Ringer
I know.
non-union producers for not getting out his in time.
Okay,
All right.
so this
so-
is
Capital
I'm
T,
now-
tough shots.
I'm now Daryl Morey. I'm calling who's David Griffin now? I know he got fired. I don't know the Pelican. Sam.
Joe
Sam, you're the
Dumars.
I
Pelican.
am the Pelicans.
Oh right, Joe Dumars, of course, the king.
Yeah.
So
I have 2 phones.
I am willing to dangle the. I'm thinking 3 and McCain for 7 and Trey Murphy.
Oh no, not Trey Murphy. Pretty much anyone else but Trey Murphy. Herb Jones? Can I interest you in Herb Jones?
I don't know if I can do it for Herb. I can't do 3 and McCain. I can do
The Jazz.
can do-
The Jazz are intercepting your call.
I heard
Hello,
Jazz.
Danny
do-
H.
It's Austin now.
Oh, of course. Hello, Mr. Range.
How you doing? How you doing? I just took a picture with my dad first day at work. You know, like something like that. I'll do. We heard your trade offer got leaked. We'll do the same thing, but instead of Trey Murphy, you get Lauri Markkanen.
Oh, that's too big a salary for me to give up a top
Will,
3 pick and Jared McCain.
The Wizards are calling.
The Wizards don't have anything that interests me.
So the Wizards will take Paul George.
Oh no, the Jazz will. The Jazz will.
We'll also do that.
We'll do that too.
Now,
I just
Now-
want to say the
now,
Toronto
wait.
Raptors would take Paul George and give you a high upside superstar Canadian small forward RJ Barrett
Straight
for a
up.
salary match.
I forgot my other target. I forgot to call the Raptors about Scotty Barnes. For God damn it!
I'm calling Joe Dumars again. So we do.
He picked up his other phone. All right,
We
continue.
do 3 and an unprotected Clippers first for 7 and Herb and 23.
Done. Yeah, call it in.
All right.
Call it in.
All right. Well, I can't do that, but I can trade the picks on here. So
Okay, sure.
Will gets Herb Jones 7 and 23. Sam gets 3. All right. Trade pick. Recap the trade one more time while I'm doing this.
Okay, so it's 23, 7.
Yeah, just pretend it's
Herb
like Kelly
Jones.
Oubre and Drummond. Like, who cares? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, the salary figures
salaries,
itself
whatever, and then and then third pick to the Pelicans.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
All right, so the Pelicans are now on the clock.
We select Dylan Harper.
You know, I really thought the Jazz were going to blow away the Sixers with an offer because if nepotism is the theme of the new Jazz front office with Austin H taking over, I figured you would take nepotism Spencer Dinwiddie with the third pick in the draft. But unfortunately, the Pelicans get their new franchise guy, Dylan Harper, here at 3.
I was really counting on Sam taking Trey Johnson there.
I really thought Sam was going to take Trey Johnson at 2 as well. Unfortunately, he's a coward who, just like his own GM, refuses to make picks.
It makes perfect. What was I gonna do? Start fucking DeJounte Murray? No fucking way. Get out of here.
No. I'm not talking about the Pelicans. I'm talking about
Sam,
when
you
always try to trade out of you trade out of your pick every year we do this, is what I'm saying. Just like Brad Stevens that one year when you stayed up until like 1 a.m. because he kept trading back and trading back and trading back.
I don't think he took anyone. I thought I was getting
No, you got Jordan Walsh eventually.
Ugh.
Wait, so who has 4 now? Is it the Spurs? The
Now
Spurs.
the Spurs.
Right?
Now
So
the
the
Spurs
Spurs have now Sam will be picking as the Spurs.
Yeah, now I will be selecting Trey Johnson.
Okay, there you go. You get your guy. All right.
Yes.
So to recap, we have Cooper Flagg, Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, and now Trey Johnson. Parm, thoughts on Trey Johnson? Because I know that the Hooper community is very mad at me. They think that I have betrayed Ace Bailey when my whole argument has been hashtag he is not a Hooper, and that Trey Johnson is the true Hooper at the top of this class. Like, I think he has more of a bag. He's a better ISO player. I think the only Hooper element of Ace, he does have Hooper vibes for sure. The confidence is off the charts. But the only Hooper element of his game is he takes long contested pull-up twos. Trey Johnson has real Hooper energy plus a Hooper skill set, in my opinion.
I mean, I wouldn't besmirch Trey Johnson. I think the big thing that I keep seeing from all of the draft guys I know and trust seems to be this sudden like starting last month, like just all of the confidence that they have in this draft class just evaporating.
It's true.
When at the beginning of the year they were like, yeah, this is the greatest draft class of all time.
This happens every year.
Every single player in here is phenomenal.
Sam Vecini had tears in his eyes at the beginning of every podcast.
Dude, every year. And
my thing with Ace is just like he. If you're the Sixers picking at 3, I just can't think of anyone else that just is exactly what the fans in the front office have been asking for 4 years in the perfect environment, because you are putting him directly between 2 guys who've made a career out of starting while being pretty rough as prospects and just made a career off of making the dumbest fucking shots of all time.
Like
Both
who?
of them.
Who?
Joel Embiid makes the silliest jumpers of all time. They just go in, and we don't get mad. So as long as they start going in a little more, I think I'd be jumping for joy for Ace.
So the Ace
just the ability for him to do it is I feel like if Colin Murray Boyles could sustain a collegiate career off of like insanely bad looks from mid-range for a whole season, he would do it.
So
Why wouldn't you? It's the coolest way you can play basketball. you just literally get to be Joe Johnson on Rutgers for a year. That's sick.
So what you're trying to say is rim pressure is woke.
Yeah, kind of, sorta.
A
Kind
little
of, sorta.
bit. A little bit.
Kind of, sorta. Unless you're getting a transition dunk, why bother?
Sure.
The one thing that I will say, continuing to say about the Parms Rutgers guy.
We're on pace for this to take 4.5 hours. By the way.
All right, I won't say.
Yeah,
anything.
you got to speed it up. Bud.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
All right, I'm calling Memphis.
All right.
Austin Ainge is calling Memphis.
Oh, okay.
I'm picking up.
The
Hi.
Jazz are on the clock.
Hello.
Hello,
It's
Mr.
Austin
Ainge.
Ainge.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I have caller ID.
Yep. Oh, cool. Oh, it went through. Awesome. Cool. Awesome.
It's like the Clem Fandango bit
Yeah.
from
This is-
what they
this
do in
is-
the shadow.
This is
Yes, I can hear you, Austin.
So
He's just fucking said that.
I know you said Jaws off the table.
You Josh back on the table.
Lauri Markkanen and the 5th pick, and we take that boy, and we bring him in to the beautiful state of Utah,
Yeah.
so he
You're
can
gonna-
find God.
You're gonna send John Morant to live with NBA YoungBoy.
So you're saying you're gonna give me Markkanen and 5 for Ja?
Correct.
Bro, what the fuck is Peter doing?
I mean, I'll say yes.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Perfect.
Peter, this is the worst trade I've ever heard in my life. Congratulations, bud. You're doing a great job. Hold on.
Okay, we're all definitely just making trades because we're slop addicts.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is.
I wanted to get John in Utah, so
I'm gonna have
honest-
to. I'm gonna at a minimum we're gonna have to speed up the trades if we continue to
Yeah.
do trades every single pick.
Memphis now has Lauri Markkanen and Jaren Jackson Jr.
And VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and they also just added a top 5 pick. In
I mean,
the draft.
I'm actually gonna take Con Knipple here.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
Con. Okay, hold on.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Taking a Utah-based pick anyway.
No. You have to understand. I just traded Desmond Bane. I'm drafting Desmond Bane.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that seemed. I don't know what you guys were talking about with VJ. That felt like the obvious.
Yeah, it's like literally. I just traded Bane. I just got Bane.
It's crazy that VJ went to 6 in this draft. Says guy who had 2 picks.
Yeah. Well, he's a good fit with the Wizards, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I
would just take him.
I'm about to be the Wizards. I am going to give Brooklyn a quick call, just a quick call.
We don't want Jeremiah Fears.
So that's not. Well, no, that's not what I'm going to say. We're going to make sure you don't get Jeremiah Fears. I was going to say a Claxton Poole swap for 6 and 8 switching.
But we can't do a pick every trade, guys. Like
No, I understand. Okay,
sorry,
fine.
this is
It's
literally
also terrible for the Nets.
7
Absolutely not.
hours if we do
Okay.
it this way.
So
Before we've done like 2 trades, and this year everyone's like, "What if we just did a trade every single pick?"
One of those
All
wacky mock draft, but I trade every pick.
It's literally like a Kenny Beecham video.
All right. In any case, I actually have 3 players that I have in the same tier here still with VJ, Noah, and Malawatch. But I am just going to take VJ because I think the fit for
Washington.
the Washington's like incredible. I think that it's just. Oh yeah, I'm on the phone with the Nets still.
Wait,
Yeah, we
what?
hung up.
Okay.
The Nets
Okay.
hung up a while ago.
My hand was still up. That's all.
All right, we're at 7, and the Sixers were on the clock. I don't even remember this happening.
I traded for Herb Jones. Remember?
All right, Will, you're back up then.
Yeah. So
Board broke perfectly. Come on, Malawatch is at the top. Jeremiah Fears, no Assengay.
yeah,
Shonis.
I'm debating between 2 players, and it's I will take Noah
Take your time.
Essengay for my
Let's
Philadelphia.
go.
I will take Noah Essengay for my Philadelphia 76ers. Feel like there's
Okay.
a lot of structure here where he can grow at his own pace.
Definitely.
How why are we back in on this guy?
We've
Is
always
what I
been
wanna
in on
know.
this guy.
We never
Hold on.
left.
Why?
Noah Hyde.
But here's my
Cook.
thing.
No,
Nick,
Cook.
show me
He's cooking.
one good NBA player from Ratio Farm.
Oh wait, yeah.
Show
Can I
me
take
one. Show me one. Show
His
me
name-
one
the
every
name-
single time we do this to ourselves. We're like, oh,
Yeah.
this guy's tearing it up in fucking a town in Germany I've never fucking heard of. It's always Ulm,
Can
and
I
they're
go back and
always
take
stinky.
CMB? I kind of forgot about CMB.
I just don't understand. I just don't understand how the NBA falls for this every single time. I feel like they're running.
Farm, you took
a
Ace
fraudulent
Bailey
operation.
second.
Yeah.
He went to the
I would've-
NCAA. He went to a scam that people know and love.
Yeah.
He went to Rutgers.
Rutgers.
He went to Rutgers. Rutgers is a much worse German town than.
Trill John Oon is
First
not letting me
off,
take
it's an Italian town, okay?
Yeah.
Jesus
Trill John Oon is
Christ.
not letting me
James
take
Gandolfini
CMU.
would have loved Dylan Harper.
That was the original plan. I kind of got off track.
Yeah, you fucked up there, but it's fine. You took Noah Essengay. I don't think
Yeah.
you can reverse picks here, so
Yep.
unfortunately, that's what you're stuck with.
Oh no, I screwed the Sixers. Oh shucks.
Wow.
No, that really was not the original plan. I really was not trying. I just
Also, the fact that this team is literally called Ratio Farm, its name is
I thought
literally a Twitter
Farm was
bit.
doing a bit.
No,
I think
that's
it was
their
like,
name.
No,
It's
that's like a real
Ratio
team.
Farm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Killian Hayes team.
Yeah.
Killian Hayes,
Killian
and I think
Hayes-
Isaac Bonga played there, I think.
Yeah, Isaac
Pomo
Pomo
Dadier last year.
Yeah.
Trill, the Nets take Malawach.
By the way, I'm fully with Parm on this. I want to say I want to plant my flag in that Noah Essengay is a fake player, and that whoever drafts. I know that once again I've only said this on streams. This will be on the podcast. I'm planting my flag in it. I didn't put him on my board. I'm just telling you right now. I have a strong gut feeling about that. Anyway, come on, Malawach. He will be the selection for the Nets. Before we wrap up here, since we just got through the first 8, the Ace Bailey conversation. I know Ace, everyone is being driven insane by the Ace conversation at this point. I'll keep it short. If we find out that he doesn't do a workout for the Sixers tomorrow, it was originally supposed to be today, and if we find out that he doesn't do a workout for the Sixers tomorrow, what am I to believe is their plan?
I think
There
they
isn't one.
They're just vibes. Like they're like, oh well, they're trying to get to like a place where he can have the ball, and I'm like, okay, like Washington or big market. Oh, the Nets. Like, what's the idea? Is he literally just like, if the Spurs don't pick me, I'm gonna be mad. So maybe I'll fall to them at 14 and lose myself $50 million in the process.
It's a crazy thing to do.
Also, sorry, I thought today was Thursday. His workout is on Friday. I apologize.
I also don't know why that makes me the most upset of all the stuff is that he doesn't want to play for the Sixers. What do you want? Like, if you want to go be bad on the Hornets, like, I guess go take as many shots you want, but you're going next to the 2 best tough shot makers, probably extant in the NBA, that can teach you how to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really understand what my other thought on this, and this is something that I've heard, is that his camp might know that the Sixers are only bringing him in because they know that they think they're using it just to like dangle him in a potential trade up, and that his team might just be like, we'd rather get ourselves to a team and not have to have that trade. That's the only thing I can think of, because that's a rumor that I've heard behind the scenes. And I mean, if the Sixers have kind of indicated that they're more interested in VJ Edgecombe, then it is possible that they're like, don't fuck around with this. So anyway, we are up onto the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah. Did you guys take? So we just took Malak off the board.
Yeah,
Is
which
CMB still here?
Masai fell to
Yes.
his knees. Yes,
CMB
Yeah,
is
done. Sold. There you go.
Colin
Perfect.
Murray.
Masai has left the draft
Colin
room.
Murray
He's going
Boyles.
back to Tampa.
Yeah, I'm taking Colin
CMB
Murray
has just
Boyles.
committed suicide. That
The only
passed up
guy
on
I
him.
would otherwise think of if I'm the Raptors here and you don't get Malawak would be like kind of a reach, and I'm not loving. I don't know.
Who would be the reach?
It would be so the guys I was thinking of, CMB's number 1, Derek Queen, Behringer, Igor Demin.
Behringer is fake. That's my fake
Demin?
player in the
Igor
class.
Demin.
And then and maybe Rasheer Fleming, and that's about it. And
Well, you might be able to get Rasheer Fleming if you have a second round pick at this rate.
Yeah.
Is Igor a Parma guy?
He is a guy that I don't love, but I'm like, I just can't find it in my soul to be like, this guy's gonna just play in the NBA for 8 or so years, probably.
This guy
Like, he's just gonna be around for a long time. I can't convince myself that he's like actually all the way ass. I'm looking at I watch him
Partial
play. And I'm
ass.
like, this is uninspiring. And then I'm like, look at those fucking numbers though. Like I gotta be doing
Yeah.
something wrong.
That's kind of the Igor thing. Is his cons are basketball and his
Yeah.
pros are like vibes and workouts.
Yeah.
And his
When you
stats
watch
are
him play basketball-
crazy good.
Well,
For, like
Well, some
the
models
amount of
like him a lot.
assists he's
Some models hate
generating,
him.
Like,
Filter versus
the-
only top 200 opponents.
the guy the guy I like that does his thing, I think a little better, who has been mostly relegated to undrafted free agent at the bottom of the draft, would be like Coleman Hawkins. I think he's like really
Dude,
crazy.
he's a
Wow.
demon.
I would
Big
lo-
fan.
I would love if he
I
went in the
remember him
second
from
round.
last draft. That's,
He went to Kansas State and kind of like shot his draft class just super bad because he left Illinois and then they got good at basketball and Kansas State got bad. But that he's a real like he's just a great pickup role player, can pass, can be Jake LaRavia. What else do you want?
Jake LaRavia. We already
You know?
signed him, by the way, in this mock.
Behringer is the other one that I'm like, oh, God, I wish I had the courage, but I just
Fake
don't.
player.
I
put him
think
in.
if the board somehow broke this way for the Raptors, I wouldn't hate Fierce for them. I wouldn't hate Yakuchonis for them. I wouldn't hate Derek Queen for them. I wouldn't hate. There are a few Sorber. There are a handful of guys I wouldn't hate.
They're the team that should take the Queen swing.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
For the record,
Because
by the way,
they can kind because they can play him at the 4, they can play him at the 5.
Sure.
They can kind of do
Yeah.
weird lineups.
yeah, I agree.
All right, Peter, you were up on the board with the
All right.
Rockets.
I know. I was like, okay, I'm done with trades. I did a silly trade, but like at this point, Phoenix Suns. I think that's Parm. I'm calling the Suns. Can we just do this, or does
Wait, I'm not
KD
the
have
Suns.
to?
Kevin Durant.
Yeah, can we just do this so he can stop? Being like, oh, I would rather die than go to play for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
He's listening to the Smiths as we speak.
Yeah,
Wait. What team am I sending Kevin to?
the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, what are you giving up for KD though?
What was the packet? What was the rumored package? It was Jabari,
Jalen Green, Jabari, and 10, I think.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
10.
done, sold.
All right, bingo,
All right,
bingo.
all right.
Let's go.
We've done that.
Easy.
All right.
Easy. I get
Our
rid
long
of
national
40-year-old
nightmare is
KD.
over, boys.
I get rid of 40-year-old KD. That team stinks anyway. If Jalen Green ends up being passable, I look like a genius.
By the way, this was
And I get a
originally
pick.
this was the Suns pick
Yeah,
originally
this is
Yeah.
the Suns pick.
that they traded
Basketball
for
game.
Kevin Durant.
A masterful gambit by Matt Ishbia.
So
Yeah.
Carter Bryant is going to get traded for KD twice to be an 8th man.
Amazing. All right, so now you're back up on the board, Parm. Peter, are
I'm
you
back
ever going to
up.
make a selection in this mock draft?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Okay.
All right.
So you're thinking
I'm
Suns.
loaded. Back half of the draft, I'm loaded with picks.
To be fair, the Suns now have Jabari Smith, Jalen Green, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and guys.
Bro,
Bradley
I don't
Beal
like
would be
any of
working
these
from
guys.
home.
The
You know
Suns
what?
should take
Season.
Fears for comedy.
You know what they say? Defense wins championships.
Okay, I love this.
But no one's fucking watching defense. No one gives a shit. So we're taking Danny Wolf.
Oh my god! Oh my
Yes!
Farm!
Yes!
No!
Yes!
Amazing.
Farm!
That
Let's
picture's
go.
crazy.
Let's go, dude.
Actually, the Ishbia has come in and vetoed this pick.
Yeah,
He's
give me a
an
shot.
MSU guy. He's an MSU guy. He's not going to let him Michigan.
Oh
try.
yeah, no, yeah. I was gonna say Jace Richardson would certainly be more on brand for.
Oh, that would have been.
This is
We're gonna take the
Amazing.
Jewish Joker. Fuck defense. If we need defense, we'll put Bobo in.
Are there any Iranian players in the draft? I gotta check this real quick.
Hold on, yeah.
Yeah, let's go back to if we need defense. We'll put in Bol.
Jesus Christ! All right, man.
Danny Wolf.
This is insane. Like,
Is Bobo still on the Suns?
Technically, I think he is a free agent, but who else is gonna give my man a
He's gonna be their
contract
Miles
anymore?
Bridges.
Yeah, I mean,
Miles Turner.
people
Not
are
Miles. Not Miles
yearning.
Bridges.
People are yearning for Bobo and Danny Wolf next year. It's going to be an absolute movie. Okay, the 11th pick. I might have to ban trades if you guys continue to do
that's
it.
fine.
but
I'll behave. I am up as the Blazers. There's really
Brooklyn Nets are calling.
Shut the fuck up.
No, just
There are really
Thanks.
two players that I'm legitimately considering here as the Blazers. I am considering I could be the Queen. Three players, I guess. I could take the Queen swing, and I don't hate that for them. I could take who, in my heart of hearts, I really do want to take here, which is Thomas Sorber.
Okay.
Or I could just take Kasparis, who I think like would help a lot of some of their issues.
I like Kasparis here a lot.
I do. I think I'm going to take Kasparis because I think that it helps me evaluate. Also, I'm probably going to try to move off of Anthony Simon still. I think that this helps me make my parts make more sense.
All right, we're locking this in.
Yep, I'm taking Kasparis.
I think that's the best spot.
Just know that
for
if
Kasparis.
Trill hadn't Trill Jong-un hadn't unilaterally banned trades as Karnasovis, I would have threatened to just shoot myself while on the phone call.
Hey, I was going to make a gross.
Pick before.
Yeah,
I was gonna make a really gross trade offer where the Nets get Jeremy Grant and they send Cam Johnson to Portland, but Trill Jong-un won't let us have our fun, Hugs.
no.
Yeah. You know, unfortunately, none of these trades are going to happen, and that's not what this is about. But for time's sake, I don't want to be here until 10:30 p.m. So,
And that doesn't have that dog in him, folks. That you heard
It's Karnasovis and who's Chicago.
Okay, it's Karnasovis here.
Igor.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that to Bulls fans. So I was really locked in on.
You don't
Derek
need two
Queen.
Giddies? You
Derek
don't want
Queen
two
here.
Giddies?
I was really locked in on Derek Queen here.
hold on. P Giddy and E Giddy, continue.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot about the Giddy fit with that. Fears, I'm looking very hard at Fears as well.
Fears falls in every mock draft we do, and he's going to be like the 6th pick in the draft.
I
know.
really like Fears here, but I just Queen is so fun and like kind of fits here with like what they have. I'm gonna go with Queen, but
I love that we're like, okay, the Bulls can only draft players that are similar to players on their team, and if Vucevic ages out, Queen, plug him in. Now, look, it's not a 1-for-1 comp by any means, but offensively tilted big. And obviously Igor Domin's a lot closer to Josh Giddey, but we're gonna go with Derek Queen here. Queen.
Derek Queen, yeah.
Let's go.
Also,
By the way,
Stephen B. Smith, you're definitely trading Kobe White. There's no impact on any of this.
Okay, so I'm up as the Hawks.
no, before you continue, big shout out to one of the greatest con men in the history of the NBA. Just a round of applause for Karnasovis for
They
getting
said the Mafia's dead, but clearly that's who's running the Chicago Bulls.
It's amazing. I mean, it is truly.
It is a Tony Soprano operation.
I'm just in awe that they are now the second longest pairing of head coach and front office. Actually, they are the longest pairing of head coach and front office in the NBA, and they have won one playoff game, and they will be mid for an entire decade. It's just that's chills right there.
Hey,
so Derek Queen.
You're a calculator rat, Kevin. You don't like Derek Queen?
No,
Wow.
the numbers like Queen more than I think that the nerd community does.
I was going to say, I thought he was a calculator rat guy, but all right.
You have to consider that nerds only care about scalability too.
Yeah, that's true.
Which, I mean, you understand. You would literally draft
Reinsdorf,
Carter
Mr.
Bryant
Reinsdorf.
picking this draft.
Yes.
Mr. Reinsdorf, do not sell, okay? The prices of teams are just going to keep going up. Do not sell.
All right, so I'm up, right, as the Hawks?
Yes, you're the Hawks, yep.
So I am really torn here because there's a player I really want to take, but I don't love the fit. But I think the value and position of need is too good. So I'm going to take Thomas Sorber here.
I already took Sorber.
I did? I thought you took Kasparis.
You did
Oh, I
not.
took Kasparis. You're right. I'm so
I was
sorry.
like, what? He's on the board.
I'm hallucinating.
I'm extremely high on Sorber. He's 8 on my board personally. I don't love that he's not a dunks, like a lob dunks guy, but Okongwu shot 3s last year, so we could do some double big stuff with Okongwu and kind of use Sorber as a hub. And the Hawks really need a center because Okongwu is not really good enough to be alone, and he's too small.
Yeah.
And I think Sorber's defensive upside is extremely high.
Yeah.
And I think it's just too much to pass up. I think on the high end, my high end outcome for Sorber has been Marc Gasol, and I think he's just too good at too many things to pass up, especially
what if
when
Marc
the Hawks need a
Gasol
center.
was from Northeast Philadelphia? I love it. Tom, that's honestly that's so endearing to me. The fact that
Jared
Sorber
McCain is like the most bust name of the entire draft last year. So
I was no. My thing, I don't think Sorber has necessarily a bus name. I've just said that he has a dentist ass name. He sounds like, and I've called him Snorber, but he is he is the most obviously good player.
Dude, did you guys see
negative aura in this draft?
Did you guys see I know all Torvik searches are kind of unethical, but did you guys see the Sorber one where it's high blocks, high steals, low fouls, and it's freshman bigs, and the only two are Sorber and Anthony Davis.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
The block rate, the steal rate, and the low foul rate, because so many young bigs just foul like crazy.
So
I think Sorber's going to be very good if he works out. There are legitimate injury concerns, but like the scalability looks very, very good. I think this is a great pick.
I've been a big fan of him since he was like mocked in the 20s. I think he's great. Yeah,
I agree with what Kev said earlier to us, which is that injuries are both over-indexed and under-indexed. In that, unless a player is Joel Embiid level in terms of injuries, and even Joel obviously had an amazing career and possibly still continue doing that with the Sixers. There is a case that someone like Zach Edey, who literally never missed a game in college, got to the NBA and immediately had 3 injuries in a year. I'm not really too worried about Sorber because he had foot surgery. Like, obviously scary when you're drafting a big, especially in the modern NBA where the pace is more important than anything. I would be a little bit more concerned if he were like a Clint Capella or a Derek Lively, just to put it like that.
Yeah, he's a below the rim guy.
Yeah, exactly. He, like you said, like the higher end comps for him are like the guys that were never jumping out of the gym anyway. That's just not his game at all. So, all right, who is up on the clock now?
Thunder.
The Thunder are up on the Spurs.
Spurs. Thunder. Yeah,
Spurs are up
So
on
that's
the clock.
Parm. I think that's Parm.
All right. What was the trade that was made in the beginning of
You
this?
took Trey Johnson.
Yeah, I traded back and got Trey Johnson.
Trey Johnson? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If we're taking Trey Johnson, this is interesting. Do I make the sound decision?
Wemby and all guards?
Or do I just take another guy from New Jersey right after another guy from New Jersey was picked?
I don't even know who's from New Jersey here.
Thomas Sorber.
No, Sorber just went.
No, Sorber just went. Now
Parm and I are both fried somehow.
A certain St. Joseph's University Hawk.
Oh my god!
Lethal shooter.
Oh.
A certain lethal shooter.
Lethal shooter
Canada?
68% at the line.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can justify it. I might have to say. I think I
just want to interject here, and I'm saying this. This is not a Parm pick at all, and I don't want to influence Parm because I want to let Parm cook when he's has his own pick here. If there's any team, and everyone knows that I'm a little bit lower on Carter Bryant and Cedric Howard in general than everyone else. If there's one team that could take him, it would probably be the team that has no wings.
Yeah,
I like Coward a lot. I actually like Coward a lot more than Bryant now.
That's interesting because he's a guy that like makes no sense to me.
Who?
I just like
Coward?
Cedric Howard, just because he's played. I was looking at this. He's played. I think it was in total. He's played 9 games against a real basketball team in his entire collegiate career, and he was bad in every single one.
So here's my argument against that, and I'm not the biggest. So I have both of these guys like end of lottery, just outside the lottery.
Yeah.
Having said that, the reason why I'm not worried about that is because he was on ball for a ton of those games. In the NBA, he's not. He's going to be at best 4th or 5th guy on a team. I think. I don't think he's going to be someone. And I know the shot's going to translate. That's like his best skill. So like, unless you think he literally has his handle isn't good. It's not like primary creator good, but he could probably be like a 3rd or 4th option with the ball. Like,
I'm just surprised that he got like he's the guy getting Yaxel Lendenberg didn't get a 1st round promise and he did.
I think that Yaxel Lendenberg could have gotten an end of 1st round, but he decided that the money was similar and that he might be able to boost his draft stock if he dominates at Michigan next year.
If the Celtics didn't promise him and he went back to school because of that, I'm going to become the Joker.
Well, everyone thought the Pacers were going to, but they just traded their pick, so it's possible that's why.
I will say, just because I like Howard. He had a 3-game stretch all in a row where they played Ole Miss, Cincinnati, and Stanford, and he averaged in those 3 games 17 points, 7 rebounds, and shot 58% from the field, 38% from 3.
Like, he did have a few good games against real competition.
Because he only played one game versus a real team this last year,
and then he got hurt.
Horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah.
But the year before, they played a few good teams, but he was good in pretty much most of them.
He actually feels like he's penalized for actually doing what a college coach is like dreaming any one of his players would do, which is follow him to the next location instead of just chasing like $10 million from an actually good school.
Yeah, to be fair, he did try to do that, but then he got the NBA instead.
Yeah, but he went from, what was it, Eastern Washington
to Washington State.
Yeah, and that's just because of the coach. Like he probably could have gotten like a huge bag to go like play at Rutgers, make them not fucking the saddest team in the Big Ten.
Yeah, if you got 2 total studs on Rutgers, that's a recipe for success right there.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So all right, Parm. You're gonna have to make you have the pick.
I think the answer is gonna have to just be Carter Bryant.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the right.
I think that's just gonna have to be the answer. Right, it's the only team that's taken a guy that has slight Matisse Thybulle concerns and turned him into a good player.
Here's what I'll say about Carter Bryant. He passes one of the most important tests, which is if you
cannot dribble a basketball.
If you talk to fans of the team, they all swear up and down Carter Bryant was their best player last year.
Yeah, yes. I will say as the OG Carter Bryant guy. Like I had this guy in the lottery when he was.
Will's going a little Oppenheimer mode as
part of my expectation with him when I first found him was I kind of expected the coach to be like, oh, this guy's like obviously one of our best players, and he would start and like his production would increase, and he just sort of remained an 8th man the whole season. And he has like you can even go back and like watch the high school stuff. Like there is no scoring. Like I think he's just gonna be like Ben Shepherd, who's like fine.
Yeah.
But
bigger Ben Shepherd. He's like 6'8".
But
I would have taken him 5 spots higher than this if I had the team that could have.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't understand. You're talking to Sam, who, as Mateo has said, throws up when he sees a player dribble a basketball.
Okay, so Presty, who's Presty?
What's up?
Oh,
okay. Good day, mate.
Oh God, no.
Sean Marks, what's up, buddy?
Yeah. I will offer you Cam Johnson for 15 and whatever your worst 2026 first round pick is.
Why would we take Cam Johnson's salary when we can just take the new Cam Johnson?
Hey,
give me
quick.
Liam McNeely right now.
No.
Welcome back, Jet Howard.
I'm glad Peter's here to put a floor on this thing so I don't get yelled at too bad.
I was going to say government intervention. Hold on.
Hey,
not in my top 30.
Peter, I will give you a 2nd round pick just to move up 1 spot, just to keep the Nets from trading up in front for the player I want. As the Grizzlies. Oh, wait, did you actually take Liam McNeely?
All right, if he's taking Liam McNeely, then we're taking Liam McNeely.
Oh, my God. Okay, never mind. Whatever, that's fine.
New Cam Johnson just dropped 38% from the field.
Slam
Peter, all due respect, that's the worst pick anyone's ever made.
Yeah, Liam is a lot like 19-year-old Cam Johnson, a bench player on the worst team in the ACC.
Do you think Alex Caravan sees like these draft boards with Liam McNeely and just like wants to kill himself? Sucking a tailpipe. He's like, it could have been me.
He should have came out last year. He could have been an end of first round pick last year.
It's crazy. It's crazy. He got usurped by the other white small forward.
I want to point out I am a UConn fan, and I would not draft Liam McNeely in the first. He's not in my top 34.
Yeah, I don't.
This is assuming Presty's feeling himself, bro. He just won the championship. He's like, bro, everything I touch turns to gold. Topic is going to turn into better than Josh Giddey ever was in his first year next year. We're chilling, bro.
Okay,
I'm just going to say, in reality, that there has never been a more Jace Richardson will be an Oklahoma City Thunder. That is like guaranteed.
I think if the board broke this way, they would take Coward.
Yeah, I agree with Trill, and that's who Dread's about to take.
I'm choosing between Coward and Jeremiah Fierce, who should not have slipped this far.
Oh, that's right.
For the Grizzlies?
Dude, Fierce and
Yeah.
Ja, that'd be a movie.
Well, no, Ja's gone. I sent
Oh,
Ja,
right.
Yeah, you
I
traded
sent
Ja.
Ja and drafted Con Knipple. And I'm
Oh,
very
yeah,
happy.
And you have
should,
Lowry marketed.
No, so you should. I would take. I think I would take Fierce.
I'm
Wait,
taking
shouldn't this be
Fierce.
the Jazz?
Okay,
No, the
Fierce.
Jazz
No.
didn't get 16 back.
No, you
Wait, what?
fucking didn't. You
Peter's like, fuck. I thought I
Peter.
negotiated.
Peter.
Peter, you
I
just
thought I
we-
said 16.
No,
No,
you didn't.
That's why I slammed yes.
Yeah, you're the
Well, I
worst
didn't-
drafter of all time.
Poor Peter.
Unbelievable.
The shark. They took advantage of him. They Nico'd my boy.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sorry
my
that I
God.
groomed Peter into this, apparently.
Yeah, what the
He was only 24. You sick fuck.
yeah.
Anyways, I'll do a real quick thing here. I think that taking Coward here would be fine for the Grizz too. But
If they
Move-
still have Ja Morant. In your scenario, drafting Jeremiah Fierce is the right thing if you trade
yeah,
Ja Morant.
I think so. I'm not the biggest Fierce fan. I have Fierce 10 on my board. I like Fierce. I think he has clear red flags, but real star upside.
I
And
don't know.
He's
Like,
one of the few star bets in the class at a minimum. I don't know if
so-
I would.
So many things.
He's just very small. That's my thing with him is like he's like I would say alarmingly small for someone who could be a lead creator, but the talent is undeniable.
Fierce defenders be like, if you look at the touch indicators, there's reason to believe he'll be a pretty solid shooter. It's like, okay, he's still like Rob Dillingham size and can't make a layup.
And he in high school did not
Yeah.
shoot well. Like Maxey
he-
had that going for him.
Even if he is a good shooter, that he's still got such an uphill battle. To be
I
good.
agree. However, at 16, with the fact that I'm
Yeah,
off,
I was thinking about it with the Nets pick cup coming.
and
I would take him in. I would still take him in the lottery.
Yeah,
like,
and I have right now. I have Khan, who's going to be a big 2 guard, effectively. I still have JJJ. I like it's gonna be an interesting roster for me right now. I still might do some tearing it down, but I really like this at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like
So
there's a
Peter,
By the way,
really easy pick for you here.
Peter's back up on the board.
Peter, g'day, mate. We will give you 19 for 17, and we take Mike Conley off your books.
Hmm.
So you move back 2 spots.
Two
I like that
spots.
Peter has drafted
You just
only bad players and made no picks so that he can select the guy for the Wolves that he wants for his team at 17. And now he's up at 17 and he's considering trading back.
no, I'm taking Behringer.
Are you serious?
Let's
Yeah, I'm
go. This is amazing.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
I'm a Behringer guy, bro. This
This
isn't we need a center, bro. We do need a backup center. We need a development center.
This guy
for
is-
Rudy.
I mean, I
Handsome
like
Yang
him.
was
I
right
think
there.
he's good.
Yeah, he's defensively fascinating. Don't get me wrong.
Welcome back,
Yeah.
Jericho Sims.
This is the best pick Peter has made today. I will say that.
No, this guy is fake as fuck.
No, I took that one serious. That's who I'd want to take if we were
Who
in
has
this
18
situation. I
again?
really like
It's The
Behringer.
Wizards,
Hello.
right?
Hello there. Hello
Oh,
there. I'm about to
um,
pick an even more fake player.
Hello there.
Yeah, because
Oh
I'm
my
like karma
God.
with this guy. So
Angel
I'm,
from my nightmare.
Behringer, bro, stand back, stand by. Just let him make his joke.
Here's the thing: if you didn't, I would, and now I'm fighting the demons. Oh. Let me go with draft combine Wilt Chamberlain, Yannick Conan Niederhauser from Penn State University.
That's,
I've never
you're,
even
you're,
heard of that
no.
Oh my God! All right, hold on.
That's so funny, Parm. Oh my god.
I've literally never seen any. Have you guys? I assume have all seen these fucking numbers, right? Where they're like, yeah, this guy's the Greek god of basketball, and then you watch him play, and it's like he's actually not that good.
No,
He
he's not.
aren't good either.
Not,
So
no.
I really don't understand.
That's how I
don't
felt about
understand it
Jericho
at all,
Sims.
but for the Washington Wizards, hey.
Isn't he also
I'm
23
seeing,
years
I'm seeing
old?
all green. Yeah, he's like
He's 21. He's 21.
Yeah.
No, he's 20. He's at least 22.
No, he might
Yeah,
be 22
okay.
soon, but he's 21. Right now.
Trill,
No,
I take Jace.
Hold
No,
on,
no
before
question
we
about
continue with your Jace pick, I just need moment of silence for the honorary Turquavian Smith with the 18th pick in the 2023 mock draft. He's in a better place right now, Turquavian in China. And I love that you honored his legacy by making that selection, Parm. I really appreciate that.
Hey,
I have a very important thing to say. I see Dan in the comments. Dan, you must delete this episode before Jamie gets to it. Or it will kill her.
Yeah, no
Wait,
Wizards
no,
fan.
wait.
can
To be
take this.
fair, I drafted a real player at 5 for the or 6 for the Wizards.
Okay.
Like I took VJ Edgecombe for the Wizards, right?
what you're saying?
Did.
You're trying to tell me all those green bar graphs are somehow wrong? You're telling me he's not Wilt Chamberlain? I don't know.
If you would,
I
if you would
love,
please
I love
consult
that
the graphs.
Parm drafting someone to make a point against him is very me-coded, I have to say.
That's amazing. That's absolutely you.
All those green rectangles can't be steering me wrong. Come on now.
I like that every player that Parm has tried to draft is either from the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania region or is international. It's one of the two.
Can you scroll down, Trill? I kind of want to see who's still on the board here.
Parm felt Peter coming in hot with bad picks. And it's like I got to step up my game.
Sam,
I
is
got-
that
I
All right,
got
right?
deep-
unfortunately, I'm just taking Cedric Coward.
Some Baron shows I actually
No, Coward's
the-
gone, right?
the tape is
No.
looking crazy. I don't know.
Oh, I like Barrett.
He's a guy I actually think is really good.
I thought.
No, we took Jace Richardson with your pick, Will. You said we
No, I
wanted Jace.
know, I know, because I
No one took
forgot-
Cedric Coward.
I forgot Dredd took Fears and not Coward. That was what.
We're all having CTE on.
By the way, little slop I will drop here just as a little nugget. This will most likely not be the Miami Heat. That will most likely be the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
The Sacramento Kings have been telling people that they have a pick in the late 20s. The rumor that I heard was DeMar DeRozan and Devin Carter for Jaime Jaquez, Duncan Robinson in the 20th pick.
I think that's a great trade for the Kings. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's
I
selling.
really-
I mean,
really
DeMar,
well.
I don't care about, but Devin Carter, it's like you literally just drafted this guy with the 13th
Well,
pick of the
They
draft
must
last
think
year.
he's just a
You-
mess.
Today, mate, Austin
Oh my God.
Ainge.
Yeah, I am now.
Sean again? Oh, two phones. Two
I
phones.
will.
I feel so
wait,
bad
No, no,
for
I
Ace
thought
and
Dredd
Newell.
was Austin Ainge.
Hold on.
Peter, I'm Austin Ainge.
What? No, I'm Austin Ainge.
No, for 21, it's Dredd.
I
That
will
doesn't make-
give you.
Okay, fine.
I
We're
will
doing
give you
split
tw-
personality disorder.
I will
here.
give you
Okay, yeah.
27 and
You're Danny.
36
Danny
for
Ainge is
21.
taking the phone.
Peter,
27, 26 for 21.
No, 27 and 36 for 21.
I was supposed to say, yeah, sure, that's fine.
sorry, say it again.
27 and 36 for 21. I'm picking up a second
Yeah.
round pick to move back a little bit.
And who is
Wait.
the team?
Wait, are you trading the pick that I control for this?
You got to tell me who the team is.
Oh, it's the
It's-
Nets. Or no,
yeah,
it's the
20, the Nets have 27 and 36
Okay.
for 21, and I will select Neek Clifford.
Wow. Nice.
Good trade up.
Yep.
All right, Will.
Does everyone
I-
hate
you
Ace
still-
and Newell?
yes.
Yes.
Fake
Yeah.
player.
I don't think he's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome
'Cause,
back,
like,
Precious Yeshua.
he kind of feels a little like Harry Giles the third coded
Yeah,
so far. And that's where I'm
exactly.
like, damn. I'm like,
I really wanted him to be good, but there's just so many red flags, man.
what if? What if?
This is my favorite thing about Austin Newell. All right, ready? Every time I talk to someone who is quote unquote relatively high on Austin Newell, they can't even make a pitch on why he could be good. There's literally, it's always like he might be like a nice bench player, and I'm like, he's getting top 12 buzz.
I need to.
Like-
I want
You got a
to.
greeter invite, right?
I want to ask Maxwell next week to rat out who on the no ceilings board keeps putting him high, because he's like a lottery pick on their like composite
Yeah.
board. So there's like at least two people in the no ceilings thing.
talk to
His
someone who likes
production
him.
is way better than when you watch him, is my
Yeah.
opinion.
You talk to someone who likes him, and it's the Josh Giddey graphic where it's like positives, this, and the negatives,
Yes.
basketball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think best case like Brandon and Clark, but like that's a fucking backup center. Who cares?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like in this range where we're getting to, I don't mind it. Where we're at like
Yeah.
22, sure, fine. But when we're talking about the lottery, like unless he becomes a knockdown shooter, he's not big enough to play the 5. He's going to play the 4. I just do not see the vision at all with him.
Okay, so we took Sorber. We didn't do any other trades, right? It was just Sorber. Was there
Just
any
Sorber.
rotation? Was there any rotation players going out in that, or was that?
Coming up
No, that was just a pick that they made.
It's just Sorber.
Just Sorber. Okay, can you scroll down a little bit more? I don't care about these guys.
Okay, so this is what the board looks like.
Now, give me. You want to get an even older player than I drafted with Ryan Kalkbrenner. I know you do.
Let's go back to the top. Can we tamper with Miles Bird and get him to come out?
Nice.
Igor.
I mean, at this range, Igor is fine. Like whatever. Like
I don't know. He sucks. He's terrible. Let's take Walter Clayton. Fuck it.
Honestly, if I had to make a prediction, if the Heat do not trade that pick, the 20th pick, I think they take Walter Clayton.
I agree.
Yeah.
Not with Cedric Howard on the board.
Well, but I'm just saying in general, I think that Cedric Howard will be gone, and I think that that's where he will be selected.
Okay.
Is that Shabazz Napier 2.0 though?
I mean, he's just such a better shooter than Shabazz ever was, and he's also a little bit bigger too.
This was supposed to be me as the Pelicans, but I guess now it's me as the Sixers.
Yeah.
And I will take Rasheer Fleming and make the fans happy.
Let's go from here. Another here guy.
So the Sixers have walked out of this draft with Noah Essegay, Herb Jones, and Rasheer Fleming.
Let's go. Defense, winning championships.
Amazing.
We are building the 2022 Raptors, but then also with Maxey and McCain
with actual guards.
I know it's pretty interesting actually. I like what this Sixers draft has turned into. It seems good.
This is special stuff, folks. Will
I'm better than Maury at this.
Yeah, I was like, let's let Will be shadow GM on draft night. All right. Okay. So we are up to
Parm with the Thunder.
Pelicans will. Okay, they traded that. Okay, yeah. Parm Thunder.
Oh, I'm the Thunder. Okay.
Yes.
I think the choice is made for me.
Igor.
I think it has to be, right?
Yeah,
like you already have Nicky Topics. You might as well double down.
For sure.
Yeah.
You're gonna trade back for Giddey.
They need it.
Yeah, get another one. Another one.
Sign washed Ben. So it's Topic, Igor, Giddey, Ben.
The real sicko one I want to do, but I'm saving is
Don't spoil it.
I haven't heard a peep. about that St. John's Red Storm for the last hour. I haven't heard a peep.
God, no
Any
way.
of the players on that whole team. Haven't heard a peep.
Okay.
Haven't heard a peep about Spicy Rick.
Incredible.
You're gonna draft who is it? RJ Luis? Is that his name?
Dude, I actually like that guy a lot. Like he's solid.
Sam Vecini was floored when he came out of this draft.
Yeah. He's gonna go crazy in the G. He's gonna go absolutely nutty. Yeah. For like the Sioux Falls Sky Forest, he's gonna go crazy, and then he's gonna get a 10-day and then be like mid. But like he will cook. He will cook for the Sky Force.
All right, the Orlando Magic are on the clock. Who is the GM for the Orlando Magic?
It's Peter.
It's me.
Peter. I mean, at this point, you can't even make a bad pick because I don't like anyone on the board, basically.
Yeah.
I think I would take Burner and try to trade one of Goga or Wendell.
Hold on.
This isn't your pick.
Don't take
I did. The DeVos family is very interested in Ben Seraph.
Ooh, interesting. Well, the Mavericks don't have a pick, so Seraph makes Seraph, culture fit.
Nancy DeVos, I did some Googling. Her father created Blackwater.
Right.
So there are some connections there.
For sure. Absolutely.
But I do want to... Is Kalkbrenner, is he the oldest player in the draft?
Yes, yes, I believe so.
Close.
Yeah. We're in win.
Left. There's he's the oldest of these guys.
I think the Magic, they're in win now mode. They need a vet. So we're going to take Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Okay. 25th.
That's what I would take.
That's actually a
There's
solid
no
pick.
way that he's 20.
That's
not accurate.
He's 23.
Not accurate.
He's older than me.
26 years old.
No, I think he's 23.
He's not 26 years old.
Google his age. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's 23.
No, I think he's 25.
Kalkbrenner was born.
He's 23.
Oh, he's 23.
That's crazy.
January 2002.
Yeah. Oh my
he's
God.
He's like the new Perry Ellis to me, where I'm like, you've just been playing college basketball for the last 10 years.
The COVID age stuff. This is finally. I guess the NIL will also extend some of these guys' college careers.
Yeah.
But the COVID stuff, like we were getting. I mean, Terrence Shannon Jr. was in the last draft, and he's 25 right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Will kind of cooked on this draft, by the way.
Okay.
Watch Rich, Jason,
at 26.
Will, I'm 26.
Oh yeah, that's my bad.
No problem. I will let you have some input.
No, yeah, because
You
didn't I
traded-
trade you 27? Do you want to just flip?
Uh,
Like no, not a trade. Like for the mock, I'm saying.
Just
I traded you 27.
Yeah, I think that it is
Jazz.
his.
You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
I don't really care. Yeah, I mean, like, do you like? I was
gonna do kind of a meme.
Okay, I'll hear your meme out. I will take your feedback under consideration before I draft who I think the Nets should take.
You know, I'm not a Will Riley guy, but I think it would be a justifiable pick at this point. I think Newell and Pendo would be justifiable picks, but like I would say fuck it and join the Yang Gang.
That's what I was gonna take. Okay, thank God. Okay, so
All right,
we're
there we go.
Great.
Like I know we drafted Malawach, but you know the Nuggets
Joe Tsai gets his guy.
The Nuggets drafted
let him know.
and Jokic in the same draft. I'm pretty sure.
All right,
So-
and that's the only reason I didn't want to give it up to you is because I wanted to be able to take Hanson Yang for the Nets.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I was gonna say, I said this earlier today because I've heard Hanson Yang being mocked to the Sixers at 35. If he was from literally any other country in Asia, I think Daryl Morey would select him. The fact
Yeah,
that
but
he-
Yang refused to play. He's a liar. He cannot.
unless he's trying to get in bed and get back in G's good graces, I don't know that he's going to be selecting a player who just played in China, to be honest. But all right,
So
now
I'm up with the Jazz.
Jazz.
I'm gonna take Adu Tero.
Okay, I like that pick.
Yeah, I just think that he's a really solid do-it-all kind of. He's more of a 3 than a 3-4. I know that he's a big 3, but I think that he has a lot of like untapped potential and skills. Yeah, I think,
crazy athlete. By the way.
exactly. Yeah, I think the thing at this point, this late in the draft, I was actually considering him with the Jazz pick earlier that I traded out to Will for, and or to the Nets for, and. Yeah, if he can shoot even a little bit, it could be incredible. And at this point,
Did
the
you
Jazz
see
rosters...
that thing about the fact that he was like a point guard in high school and he used to be like a knockdown shooter, but he is still adjusting to the growth in his body?
Exactly. And
which
that's
is like,
the thing.
that could be a very good sign for if you're making a long-term bet on him.
He is a guy that I have I really do like. So as a Celtics fan, I'm hoping the Celtics just take him. But I think he could be incredible. Like as a late swing, and the Jazz roster's so bad at this point that
Who cares?
Just give me a guy.
Yeah. Okay. That means that
Sam's evil team is up. The Tel Aviv Celtics.
I will. Ironically, I will be taking Asadul here.
Let's go, your guy.
He's a good tank.
Get my guy. We get our guy.
Well,
yep.
Would you do that to me?
I think.
welcome back, Baylor Sharman.
I think here he's. No, I think
Yeah,
he's,
him in the 20s is good.
I just don't like him in like the lottery. Yeah,
I agree.
like,
At
if he
this
fell
point
down
in the
here,
draft, I
that's
don't
great.
care.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that unfortunately,
Holy shit, is that true?
Hold on, before you continue. What? That he was that Adusa Thera was 5'8"? Yeah.
Yes.
5'8"?
That's what I was literally just saying.
I assumed he was going from like 6'1".
No, he grew
he's-
about a foot over the
That's
course.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It's like
That is
Anthony
nuts.
Davis, but he started at a lower point, basically.
Yeah,
it is.
that
I
is
think that there's
insane.
real potential. I moved him in, I think I have him 20 on my board right now.
I have him 21.
He's interesting at a minimum. The thing I was going to say, unfortunately to my op, Brett Siegel, who got into it with me on Twitter earlier about the Sixers drafting history, at this point in the draft, he argued that there are many second-round picks that you can find every year in the draft, and it's plentiful, and your scouting team really shows off what they can do in the second round, and the first round doesn't matter as much, which is the funniest opinion I've ever heard from a person who professionally covers basketball for a living. Most of these guys at this point are literally just like, you get like a 10% chance that they're a real NBA player. So taking Asadul there is completely fine.
Yeah, if you get an NBA player, basically after like pick 20, you're.
Suns to Danny Wolf, bro. Oh my god.
All right, who's up on the board now, Parm?
I'm back.
Suns again, yeah.
I'm back winning a goddamn championship.
I just want to say
Suns in 1 year.
before you continue, Parm, I think that you are the closest spiritual brother to Matt Ishbia, so I'm so glad that you made the pick for them not once but twice.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna do it. We're gonna run it back. We're gonna run it back too. Because here's the thing: the only ideas that I have left are bad. The only ideas I have left are really bad ones. Fuck it. We already have we already have I already took Danny Wolf 10th overall.
You should
I
take
hate
Cohen
defense.
Carr.
Take
He's up out of the
Maxim.
gym.
What if I took the worst combine performance in modern NBA history?
I don't even know
Joni?
who that is.
Broom?
It's
Mr.
Broom, right?
Mr. Johnny Broom?
This is 100% a Suns pick, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes,
for-
That's
they would
what
absolutely pick him.
so I'm
His issue is
torn.
more golf
It's
now.
either him or Noah Penda.
But I like Noah Penta. Please don't do that.
I also like Noah Penda, but I think those
that
are
would
the
be a
most
good fit
Sunsy
for Penda.
picks that we could
Matt
go
Ishbia
with.
has no idea who Noah Penda is.
And
There's
Hold
no
on.
chance. They've never
Auburn-
drafted a foreign player
Auburn
under
beat
him.
Michigan
No.
State in the tournament.
Oh.
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah, it's Johnny. We're going.
Yeah,
with
it's got to be Johnny Broom.
Yeah.
I looked at
Johnny Broom and Danny Wolf Bowl front court. That is the most disgusting hoops of all
That's
time. And
amazing.
there's
All right,
Ryan
hold on.
Dunn too.
Consent meme. Nick Richards. I did not agree to this.
Dan is correcting our pronunciations. It's Jonai.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
Jonai. It's
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jonai.
Carmen called him Johnny.
I literally, we did a podcast like a month ago where I kept calling him Johnny Broom.
Yeah.
And then I watched Auburn, Michigan State the next night, and I was like, oh my God, I've been saying his name horribly wrong this entire cycle. So, but Jace was amazing in that game, by the way. If you're a Jace Richardson fan, that's the case for him. In the first half of that game, he was unreal. All right.
I'm
By the way,
literally gonna kill Ryan Dunn. We're going to kill him. We're gonna kill him like the real Ryan Dunn.
Is this going to be a Patreon one?
Ooh, okay, buddy. Wow.
it stays in.
Woo!
It stays in. Oh, Jesus.
Parm, you've been missed.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
Patreon wall has been activated.
so I was gonna take Ben Seraph for the last one, but breaking news: he has been deployed to the Zarif Mountains in West Iran. So
Is that true?
No.
That could be true. I'm just saying that could be true.
So phones are open, boys. Phones are open. Who wants to call?
By the way, before you continue here, Peter, I was shocked to learn that the Clippers had a first round pick. First off,
I was as well.
I literally had no idea. Right? I
What
had
is this
literally
from?
no idea. They got this. This is the swap with the Thunder
Yes.
from the last
Oh, my.
one from the Paul George trade, or next year. No, yeah, this is the last one from the original Paul George trade.
G'day, mate.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I don't know if he would consent to this, but we can offer you a Daron Sharp sign and trade for the 30th pick in this draft. The Clippers desperately lacked a backup. The Clippers desperately lacked a backup center last year, and Daron Sharp is a well above average backup center.
The Jazz will give you 53 and 36 for this pick.
We're not doing a second round. Keep in mind.
I understand. I'm just
telling Peter we're not going to be able to make that pick.
Yeah, like
Well, you can either have a player or not have a player. Those are your two options.
But Will, is he under contract?
No, he's a free agent, so he'd have.
You
to
can't
agree
do it
to
at the draft.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't.
No, you have to wait until free agency.
Yep.
I know this because there was a trade that the Rockets and the Pistons made in like 2000 where they were, long story short, they were like not able to pull it off and they literally had to wait until later.
Okay, well, draft Drake Powell and then we'll do it later.
No, wait. Okay, I will just give you 2 seconds. If we have to negotiate for the better of my, the two best of my 3 seconds this
I don't
year.
care. You can take trades off. I don't really care that much.
You're like, just get it over with, Peter.
You know what, Sean?
Peter, you've already had the worst draft of all time. It cannot possibly get worse.
I just want to draft Bojo Glove so bad.
Yeah,
man.
I know Dred's going to draft some foreign guy I've never heard of. So
You know what?
let
Sean
him do
Marks
his thing.
convinced me. We do need a backup big. Hangs
Okay.
up phone.
Oh, what does that mean?
Are you going to take Maxime?
Give me Vladislav Golden.
Let's go.
Another
A winner.
first-round pick for the Wolverines.
Amazing stuff here to go. I can't believe that first off, can't believe that as we move into this double big era, this is very on brand for the Clippers because if this guy sucks as a
Drafting a
rookie,
super old guy who's
Yep.
terrible, yeah.
and he's going to be instantly out of the NBA if he's not good. Which, by the way, I just want to point out here before we do our recap. The Clippers' recent draft history, Kobe Brown, almost certainly not an NBA player, already 26, I believe.
Isn't their last good draft pick Reggie Bullock, who's out of the NBA?
Terrence Mann. Terrence
Oh,
Mann,
crap. I
second
forgot about
round. Their last good first round pick was obviously Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Didn't they take Amir
Respect
Coffey?
Golden Gopher Amir
Coffey was the second round pick in the same draft as Terrence
Yeah.
Mann, 2019, if I remember correctly. But long story short, the Clippers drafting history. If they make a pick here, you can pretty much just instant bust. There's no chance this player is.
Question you should ask China.
Yes. Before we get out of here, if you're not watching on YouTube or in video form, I highly recommend you do, because I'm not reading down this whole fucking board. Before we get out of here, quick thing. I did just want to talk about. We have to talk about the Lakers sale real quick, because the Lakers sold for $10 billion earlier today.
Bill is so mad. It's great.
Literally the largest sale by a mile in professional sports history. And as Bill was upset over the fact that the Lakers have outdone the Celtics, we have to revisit the conspiracy theories from the night of the Luka Doncic trade, which I obviously famously said, do the Adelsons know that the country's about to be over? And since then, it looks like we might be on the precipice of World War III. The Celtics have sold. The Lakers have sold. Am I not supposed to believe that the Mavericks getting Cooper Flagg with the number 1 overall pick in this lottery, combined with the fact that the Lakers are now being sold after acquiring a superstar player in Luka Doncic, is not all connected in some capacity? Am I just supposed to believe that on its face, and that none of this is coordinated?
No, because I'll tell you why. And my friend Zach on Twitter had this exactly right. The reason that they sold the team is because Jay Moore has grown accustomed to a certain lifestyle. Jeannie Buss needed the liquidity to keep him in her life, to keep him living the lifestyle he's grown accustomed to.
They said we can't get you on the Young Sheldon reboot. We can't get you on the Young Sheldon reboot, but I can sell the Lakers, and we can make it work with that.
Yeah. Jay Moore went to the SNL 50 and was like, Jeannie, I've seen things. We got to take it up a level.
Yeah.
I'm locking you in.
I have to say, I think the only, like, being serious, I think the broader long-term implications of this, I think Celtics Matt had it right. Unfortunately, I do think the Lakers are going to be a good front office again, like, very soon. Which,
I mean,
Pelinka's out of there quick.
They have, but he just extended. I mean, look, if they don't care about money,
they spend like nobody else in sports.
Yeah. Who is this group? Are we familiar with their game? I don't know who they are.
It's the Dodgers.
Oh, it's the Dodgers?
I just want to say quick, Alex Rodriguez, like 2 years ago, bought the Timberwolves for $1.5 billion.
Yeah, that's why he belongs in the goddamn Hall of Fame.
You're speaking my language, brother.
I do want to
Free
say,
Rod.
I think that the other thing that this shows, I know that there are a lot of people that have been hand wringing and going, kvetching about the ratings and everything. The people still want in. The team, people look. I'm a Red Sox fan. John Henry is pillaging the Red Sox in order to finance the eventual Vegas expansion team. They still see the money being printed.
Yeah.
That's a nasty thing to say about Jordan Hicks. It's a nasty thing to say about Jordan Hicks. He's going to be a superstar. He's going to figure it out. Him and Walker Buehler are going to lock down the AL East.
Look, once again, I don't really. It is what it is. I'm just saying that the valuation of the league as being dead or not appealing to people, or being, again, I don't really care about the product as a concept. The people whose job it is to make money, they didn't even buy Staples Centers. They just bought the team.
Crypto.com Arena.
Yeah, first
I'm not calling it Crypto.com Arena. I'm sorry.
So they literally just purchased the team on $10 billion, twice as much as the Celtics sold for almost.
Yeah, and it's
Imagine
not even a real
purchase with the arena.
It's for him to go from 5% to 51%.
It makes me feel really comfortable about the state of the world when Mark Cuban, the Celtics owners, the Lakers, all these like historical franchises are deciding to sell their team. I'm sure that we're headed in the correct direction of the country and the state of the economic world that these teams.
Maybe I just don't think like a rich person, but I feel like if the world was ending, I would buy a team.
True.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they just did. This person.
No,
is
I
very
know.
rich.
And the smart guys are buying, and
Yeah.
the dumb
Yeah.
people are selling. So maybe
And
the
these
world
rich
is
guys,
ending.
we don't know the names of, are like the actual, like, these are the actual, like, Illuminati, like,
Yeah, like shadow people.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
the Lakers
like-
are one of the last like non-private, like they're like a family business.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were small potatoes. They were one of the last like small potatoes owners we had
Right.
left. So
Well, don't worry. Jeannie's gonna be girl bossing it up still. She's still.
They'll figure it out.
3 months later, we've learned that Jeannie is parting ways mutually with the Los Angeles Lakers for.
You
Yeah.
guys traded Zubac for Mike Muscala. You're all fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna get in there and be like, so wait, you let Alex Caruso walk for Taylor Horton Tucker? They'll be like,
Also,
yeah, I
real
think we need
quick-
to clean things up here.
Something the Dodgers did when they bought the team, they got, like, the, where was Friedman before, their GM? He was, like,
that was
the Rays.
That was way in. They had the Atlanta.
but yeah, they got, like, the best GM in baseball to run the Dodgers.
Oh, the
So
GM.
who-
Yeah.
Preston.
Brad Stevens, get ready to learn the Los
It
Angeles
would-
Lakers.
Maybe not GM, but like, would it shock me if these guys called up Spo and were like, "Here's $20 million a year"?
Oh my
No.
god.
No, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised.
No, I wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised at all. Again, like
yeah.
it,
They probably also give him a front office voice, if I had to guess.
Yeah. No, I even think if Spo wanted to just be like, I'll take a cush front office job instead of being a coach and like be literally just do what Pat Riley did basically, and then have
Yeah.
JJ coach the team and then work in hand with him because
Yeah.
Spo, like, look, I think that the Heat's front office. I talked about this earlier. I think the 5 best drafting front offices currently are the Grizzlies, the Rockets. I know the Rockets had that horrific whiff, but just in general, they find value out of the lottery. The Sixers, the Thunder, and the Heat. And I think that Spo is a big part of their scouting, and I think he's a big part of their development. So if he were to become a GM, I'm sure he would be great at it.
Again, I think that I actually do hate this because the private equitization of the NBA as well as the infiltration of the quote unquote GM class does mean that money is going to be being thrown around, and also when teams are not in contention mode, they're going to be cutting corners so often.
Dude,
it is
every team, every league, every team is now run by like, I mean, Coward talked about it recently, the GM era stuff that we've been talking about this whole season. Like, and that is basketball, that is football, that is NHL, the Florida Panthers. I don't even follow NHL, but that is.
I'm back.
Will is
Order
back
has
to
been
control.
restored. All right, we're going back to the 7th pick, and I'm taking CMB.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Will is entering the chat as we're talking about how you have to have the best GM in order to win in basketball, any sport really, which is why he's really thrilled that Sean Marks is still the GM for the.
Also,
for the
we've got these sports conglomerates at this point, these cross-city sports conglomerates. I'm sorry to bring this up for Sixers fan, but like,
well, no. First off, do not disrespect the Harris Blitzer Corporation on the stream. Would you really think about doing that?
No, I would not at all. What I'm
Disrespect Fenway Sports Group. Great Satan.
I actually think that I hate to say this. I think the Harris Group is actually a good ownership group, like a very strong ownership group. He fixed.
You
I'm not.
Extreme ends.
I was gonna say this pandering is actually going in the opposite direction
Small,
where they're gonna
small
hate you.
humble family business owner Hal Steinbrenner.
Well, okay, well, that's the point that I'm making is that these cross sport conglomerates at this point. Competent's the right word, yeah. And like trying to come on,
It could
guys.
be a lot worse.
Yeah, we're putting you out to pasture, Dred.
Do you guys think that the Lakers getting a new ownership means that their G League team is no longer going to play at the LA Fitness in Redondo Beach? Are they going to actually get to have a stadium and fans?
South Bay Lake, it's coming home. South Bay Lakers edition.
It's crazy.
The 0.5% has declared war on the 1%.
By the way, actually official last point. Did anyone watch Chris Vernon on 1, the mismatch, and 2, Bill Simmons podcast having the greatest cope fest of all time about the Desmond Bain trade?
I didn't watch the mismatch. I watched
He
Simmons,
talked
though.
about Desmond Bain like they traded like fucking
Jesus
I don't
Christ.
even know, like Yabusele or something.
Yeah, it was.
Dude, he acted like the Magic were the Knicks. He was like, and now that he's out of a small market, everybody loves Desmond Bain.
Isn't he
It's like, dude, he's going to Orlando.
Isn't he a Grizzlies employee basically though?
Yes.
Don't they?
100%, yeah.
He is
They
state media.
own like
He
the
is
radio
a-
station he works
Yeah,
for.
he is. I think Grind City Media might be at least in partnership with the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
That's fine though. I honestly don't think that matters to Vernon though. I
also was, like-
genuinely think he's like shooting from his soul. Like
I
when he
like
says
the
that.
trade a little bit more for the Magic just because it immediately makes them like a legit contender, but like it's like 60-40. It's a fairly
I think it's a great move for Memphis.
Yeah, like,
would
I
put
think
60
Memphis-
So too, yeah.
I think Memphis doing it is totally fine. I don't think that it was if a team
They're
calls you up
going
and is like,
nowhere.
we're stuck. We need it. We need a pathway out. Trading your second or third best player who is about to be, he's older than you think, and getting a potential to take a bunch of swings or package that for a better player, totally fine. But this idea that they're going to be completely resistant to like a retooling or a rebuild is just an insane coke fest.
And even if they didn't rebuild, which I am skeptical of, I think they're going to rebuild. I think they're going to kind of do what Zach Lowe said, where the West is so good, they could go like 35-47 with Jaren and Ja.
Sure.
And have like the 5th best lottery odds.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Was like next year
they'll be like the 14 seed ahead of the Jazz.
They might have 2 top 10 picks next year. They have the 16th pick in this draft. They have the Magic far out picks. Like they have something to work with here. It's just the fact that I don't think it's going to be like a 5-year rebuild, but like in a year or two, they might be right back where they were a few years ago.
It's a little insulting to the team I'm about to compare them to, but they could kind of do like a not stupid version of what the Warriors did, where they take a step back for like a year and a half.
Sure.
And then they're right. And like they accumulate assets, except they're actually good at drafting. So
exactly. That's what they're banking on.
They won't waste the picks.
Yeah, no, I totally understand the trade from their perspective as well. If you did not listen to the mismatch version of the rant, I highly recommend it because it's a pure stream of consciousness performance that I think should honestly nominate him for an Oscar. Because at one point he starts saying, "Well, what if the Rockets traded Reed Shepherd?" And I'm like, the Houston is the 4th largest city in the country. Why are you mad? He says small markets get this.
You just hate.
You got to go back and listen to his rant about Jeremy Sohan when he was still with KOC. That was him at its peak.
You just hate to see a great sports city like that, lose a great player. And it's a great town. I was power walking all around. I didn't even have to.
That was so good by Bill. Bro, that I was so proud.
I didn't even have to check in with Juicy J.
that was one of Bill's best moments in a while. So I feel totally safe in Memphis.
Just after the Ja thing, that has to be the worst thing to ever involve a gun in the city of Memphis. It's unbelievable.
All right.
So Vernon, when did your parents get married?
Talk about a true mismatch, folks. All right.
Do you want to run down the draft real quick, or
No, I'm not reading all these picks. If you want to go back and you can see, I've had it up on screen for 20 minutes. Yeah, I was gonna say I'll scroll down here so you guys can see the rest of it, but I'm not running.
Damn, I cooked. I went crazy.
Sons Danny Wolf and
Danny Wolf is so money.
This is a special draft, guys.
Neidhauser is the greatest pick in the history of this.
Yeah. It's the Turquavian to the Warriors. It wasn't the Sixers.
What's the over under on how many picks we get right, like in terms of ending
0, 1.
Okay,
one.
So we know
Behringer has a decent chance of being right.
1 is right.
I would put it at like 3.5.
I think 5 is correct. I think
maybe 4.5.
Nets might get Malawatch.
I also think
Nets Malawatch seems fairly reasonable.
I think the Grizzlies.
Carter Bryant at 14, like that.
This run.
I would say like
Jones, Queen, Sorber, and Bryant is like reasonable.
What about? I think Con at 5 to the Grizzlies.
But he's not going to go to the Grizzlies.
It's not going to be
the Grizzlies. Didn't have that fucking pick.
Yeah, exactly.
Never mind.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
God.
What if Ace goes to? Not to the Hornets, but it goes to the Spurs.
I mean, if Ace goes to, my shirt will be off on the stream. So
I forgot the Hornets traded up for Ace.
Amazing.
Went off the rails from there.
We're also gonna make Jamal Crawford our head coach.
Why not just hire
He's
Ball
not
Don't
good.
Stop at that
Yeah.
point?
He's not going. Harb has literally created a big 3 team. They're just going to play 3-on-5 next
Yeah.
year.
They're gonna sign Boogie
We're gonna
Cousins.
somehow get DeMarcus Cousins and Hassan Whiteside coming in on the min.
Michael Beasley to mentor Ace Bailey.
Somehow, like they wouldn't be willing to play for a minimum. Like, no, I'm gonna need.
Really,
the
how much
mid-level
worse could it get if they get Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson as like player development guys?
Can't get much worse.
Beasley's still fired up, man. I was catching some big 3 at the gym the other day. He's
fucking
cooking, man.
talented.
Yeah, he's still
Beasley was
cooking.
so good at basketball. If he had just was not mentally ill, he would have been so good.
No, 100%. I totally agree. It's amazing. I go back occasionally and I'll watch those Kansas State highlights where he would just go at.
Dude, he put up like better numbers than KD.
Dude, he was unbelievable. I literally remember arguing when I was like, what was I, 18 at the time of that draft? Yeah, 18. I remember arguing for him over Derrick Rose. I was like so Beasley.
That's like the first year of college basketball I have any memory of whatsoever. I was like, this guy puts up 30 and 20 every game. This guy's like Shaq, but a wing.
True, in your defense, Michael Beasley's still hooping and Derrick Rose is at home. So
fair points.
Facts.
Got him.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll be back for the NBA Finals tomorrow night. We'll be back for the Patreon episode.
Some will be back for the NBA.
You're not
Finals.
coming. You're not coming because
I'm not gonna watch this sham. I'm not gonna watch this.
I thought it was Pacers in 7, Sam.
Yeah, I'm fly. I'm not gonna watch this fraudulent. And I have to pretend. Why are we not talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder? Yeah, why? Yeah, I haven't heard about the Oklahoma City Thunder at all year. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why don't
also
we talk about
fucking
LaMelo's
river.
weird tattoos? That's the real finals for me.
I've also been after my performance tonight. I've been given my ball a 2 weeks notice. So
yeah, Peter. Peter,
Peter slop trial. 5 minutes in, guilty.
Yeah,
we will be doing a Cardisova slop trial at some point.
Hey,
here,
Peter,
oh my God.
thanks for the 5th pick, by the way. That was real nice of you, actually.